IBM generates their Let's Create campaign with Adobe Firefly.
Yeah, I saw that you posted something on LinkedIn that looked really cool. And looks like you've been following Adobe Firefly journey for a while. What's cool about this?
Yes. So we got to put up the image of this.
Yep.
Let me get this up. Okay, I think it's absolutely beautiful. So Adobe and IBM did this pilot with Adobe's Firefly image creator and the creative or the content supply chain in Gen Studio. I love this, and it's kind of like, it sort of feels like this personal journey for me, just because I've been covering this since the very beginning. At Adobe Summit last year is when they announced Firefly. And so I've really seen the evolution of Firefly from like creating these images that were kind of unusable, really. They just weren't quite there. And then I saw at Adobe Max them they announced Firefly 2. And Firefly 2 was just, there's such an important evolution of Firefly 2 that allowed for creatives to really put their own process into the image creation. So Firefly 1 was, the Gen AI of create me a question mark made out of grass. Well, there was no tweaking of it. There was no creative process of like, make it this and do, you could do that with the prompts, but not like the real creative input into it. So then you combine the creative cloud, and I spoke with at Max, I spoke with the senior product director of Creative Cloud. We talked about content supply chain and Gen Studio. There is the amount of content. So as a marketer, you know that the amount of content, just the velocity that marketers need to produce content lately, this image changing is probably going to make people dizzy. So to stop that. But IBM made 200 assets and 1,000 marketing variations for this campaign in a matter of minutes. So this was just for me, like, I just thought it was so cool to see. And, when you talk about like the content supply chain, it sort of makes sense. Like, obviously, supply chain, but it's like bringing together from anything from like the ideation all the way into like the measurement, but that it goes to the creation and the collaboration and reviews and production and all of it. So this is a lot of process that goes into it, but with Firefly and with Gen Studio, they're able to produce campaigns like this, which, as you saw there, this campaign is amazing, that they can produce all of that in a matter of minutes. Like, that's kind of life-changing for a marketer. But it also doesn't eliminate the creatives from the process, because they really do have like a ton of creative process into these images. So like I said, it almost feels like I had nothing to do with it, to be honest, but it almost feels personal just because I've been a part of this journey, and it like makes me so proud, like, of them, just like I've seen it. I talked to Eli Greenfield, who's their CTO of, I'm not sure if he's CTO of everything, to be honest, but he's, and when we talked about Firefly 2 and the amount of creative control that they give to creatives, I asked him, is this the model getting smarter, or is this you guys getting smarter? And he said, it's a little above. And I thought that was a great answer. And I think it's just so smart, right? Like, I love that it is the model getting smarter, right? There's a lot of really smart people and engineers and working on this to improve it. But it's also just the company saying, we've got to give these people the tools to do their job, not necessarily eliminate them. And, just to kind of back this up with the fact that these are, like, they're safe for commercial use images. These images they're not like violating any sort of, copyright or anybody's brand. They can actually be used. So IBM clearly is using them. So anyway, I just thought this was really cool. I could talk about it probably for
It looks really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and
So,
as a marketer, like you have, I mean, look, so across IBM, they have to have images and variations of campaigns. They had 1,000 different variations of this campaign. And it can be used in different countries and in different regions, and the people in that are the marketers, Adobe talks about it from the difference of the creators and the marketers. So the creatives have control of it, but then the marketers also have the control of managing the assets so that they're able to kind of tweak them based on countries or regions or
mhm,
campaigns, but the creatives can still be part of the process. So I just loved seeing this campaign, and it's also really nice to see where there's a use case, a customer use case. It's kind of like, going back to the Turtle Bay thing. It's
mhm,
where you can see it happening in real life. This is no longer, for so long we've been talking about AI in theory, right? A lot of us
mhm.
talking about Gen AI. I want to differentiate that.
Right. Now
People
we're seeing it.
people have been using AI for decades, but we're talking about from Gen AI, and especially in productivity, whether it's art or Word documents. We're talking about productivity. A lot of it's been anecdotal. A lot of it's been canned demos or whatever. This is an actual campaign that we can see and feel and whatever. But so